With the changing face of higher education, college selection is more confusing than ever. Many parents and students have an inadequate roadmap to know how to think clearly about college selection. My name is John Seel. I've spent years helping college students navigate the college selection process. At present, I serve as the Director of College Placement for St. Andrew's Academy, and I'm the Chairman of the National Advisory Board of Gutenberg College. Many parents are reassessing their expectations of a four-year college residential experience. Colleges are actually doing the same thing. Weekly, there are articles written that are critiquing higher education. My favorite is one that came out recently, Higher Education is Drowning in BS. This article was written by Notre Dame sociologist Christian Smith in the prestigious Chronicle of Higher Educations. He calls out the failing assumptions of the typical college experience. He writes, BS is the expectation that good education can be provided by institutions modeled on factories, state bureaucracies, and shopping malls. He laments that, quote, countless millions of students are receiving compromised and, in fact, worthless education. All too often, parents perceive the value of college based on things that have absolutely nothing to do with education, on non-educational, reputational factors such as luxurious dorms, winning sports teams, celebrity faculty, and the like. And these actually are just marketing tools that have nothing at all to do with the quality of an education that students pay top dollars for. The fear of receiving a worthless college education degree and the number of choices that parents are having to navigate make this process that is almost paralyzing. The selection process can just seem so overwhelming. Many parents believe that unless my kid gets into the right college and gets the right degree, they're going to fail at life. Now, it is a difficult process, but if you ask the right kind of questions, the process can become a lot clearer. Here are three really important questions to ask. One is, what's the purpose of college? Two, what makes one college better than another? And the third is, given where my child is right now, what's the best way forward for him or her? Actually, I think it's helpful to think that colleges can be placed in three distinct buckets. One of these buckets is not necessarily better than the other, but they do represent decidedly different educational experiences, and they have decidedly different educational outcomes. The three buckets are certification, which deals with how, credentialing, which deals with what, and wisdom, that deals with why. Now, the most appropriate of these colleges for your child will depend on his or her aspirations and abilities. My own education has actually benefited from all three of these approaches to college. The first bucket are the colleges that provide certifications for a particular skill. These are programs usually shorter, they're cheaper, and such certification programs are typically offered by junior colleges or specialized institutes. And the outcome of these programs are that within a year or two of very focused training, you can become certified and then licensed in a particular skill to the demands that will enable you to get a job within the marketplace. In my own case, I got certified to become an emergency medical technician. But there are a whole host of these degrees: culinary, beauty, automotive repairs, plumbing, welding, driving, and the like. Many of these skills are in demand, and you can pretty much be assured that you can get a job, and you can get a job without having to take on a whole lot of heavy college debt. So that's one of the benefits of a certification program and a certification college. So in a certification college, one learns how to do a particular something. Now the second bucket are colleges that provide credentialing for a particular career. Like the certification bucket, these credentialing colleges are also involved in job training, but they're usually for career tracks that involve really a wider base of knowledge than, say, just training for a particular skill. These are colleges that would prepare one for a career in education or medicine or law, technology, ministry, science, criminal justice, and the like. And sometimes they're needed for preparatory for pre-professional programs or graduate schools, but generally the expectation is that after 4 years of a credentialing degree, one can get a job in one of these fields. Now, clearly the job prospects for somebody who gets a degree in a credentialing job is going to be broader than just for somebody who has one particular skill. But both of these two approaches, the first two buckets, are both dependent on the market supply and demand. So in a credentialing school, one learns what a particular career field demands. So the first one emphasizes how, the second one emphasizes what, and the third bucket emphasizes why. The third bucket are colleges that turn away from job training, and instead they focus on preparing students for how to live a good life. Their aim is to prepare students to face life's big questions. And this is the sort of program that graduates students with wisdom, rather than a specialized skill on a particular career path or a specialized skill. It develops the ability to navigate life's inevitable intellectual, emotional, and spiritual challenges. In this kind of a college, a student might get the perspective afforded by the study of history, critical thinking afforded by the study of philosophy, communication skills afforded by studying writing and being in group discussions. But these programs try to holistically transform the person for the better. The focus is less about what you can do out there in the marketplace and more about who you become in your very person. Now, few families are actually aware of these kind of colleges because there's actually not an immediate on-ramp to a particular job or career. But for people who are concerned about jobs and careers, there's an argument to be made that actually this third kind of college is actually the most practical and most transferable because it prepares one to flourish in a world where the only constant is change. And since education, this kind of education, a wisdom college education, is impervious to market forces in the marketplace, it almost always involves and represents the most solid and stable long-term investment. As many anticipate that the changing economy in the coming days, the coming years, is going to inevitably eliminate a whole host of jobs, what is sometimes referred to as a fourth industrial revolution, this approach to college may in fact be the most sustainable of all of the three educational buckets. So in a wisdom college, one learns why one does what one does. So which kind of college is best suited for your child? Certification, credentialing, or wisdom? Schools that focus on how to do something, or what a career demands, or the larger questions of life. These are the 3 pathways for your child's future. This is a good opportunity to reset your own educational expectations and selection process to follow according to this simple map. I wish you the best as you consider the issues and questions raised as you navigate your own educational pilgrimage.